couple years before I was born in 1977, a cinematic masterpiece and actually an entire franchise was born. The movie began simply with blue letters on a black background, and they read, "A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away." And the now familiar Star Wars theme thunders out while the story is set by yellow letters scrolling off into space. There's a battle raging, growing tension. It's a period of civil war. There's war between the Empire and the rebels, and so begins the old familiar story of good versus evil. Much like the blue letters in the beginning of Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope, the book of Hebrews begins long ago, and many times, and in many ways, God spoke through the prophets. But why did God speak? And what did he say? See, for centuries, God has been actively communicating with us in the middle of our struggle. He's spoken in the midst of all sorts of different circumstances. When people were oppressed and frustrated and enslaved, God spoke through Moses. When people were afraid and facing seemingly monumental challenges, God spoke through Joshua. When people were sad, confused, and aimless, God spoke through David or Daniel, and many others. When people rebelled and made foolish decisions, God sought to warn them and also to woo them back through the life and words of a prophet named Hosea, who was personally living out a nightmarish marriage relationship, showing love to a wife who refused to love him back. He would also speak through the grief of prophets like Jeremiah, who looked and saw the condition of the nation that they were living in, and just longed to see them turn and come back to God. God speaks and has spoken. This alone is an incredible truth, but the Christmas season remembers and celebrates the phenomenal moment in time when a new hope was born. God steps down into our mess. Jesus, the Son of God, is born. And according to the writer of Hebrews, God now speaks through the Son. New hope for a broken, scared, embattled, enslaved, and rebellious world. God told one of those prophets named Isaiah long ago, long before Jesus even came, that the Lord himself will give you a sign. Behold, which means to look at or to see it for yourself. The virgin will conceive and give birth to a son, and you will call his name Emmanuel, which means God with us. So what is God speaking through Jesus? First, that this world is very broken and in need of saving. Any honest reflection will come to that same conclusion. Second, that God sees our brokenness, he loves us, and is willing to step down into our mess and act on our behalf. Third, that God has always wanted relationship with us. He has always spoken and revealed himself, his character, his goodness, his power, and also his plan. And Jesus shows this most clearly.